and my wish has been granted. So tonight, I want to pose a question. Are we all potential looters, grabbers, and thieves who only lack an opportunity? Well, before you accuse me of insulting you and committing a fallacy of generalization, I want to interest you in this video clip shot this week along the Thika superhighway. Now, that video is playing shortly. A driver lost control of a trailer he was driving and it overturned along the superhighway around Roysambu. On board were hundreds of bags of maize and beans being ferried to northeastern region for distribution to thousands of residents facing famine and starvation. But what happened? In typical Kenyan fashion, tens of pedestrians and motorists stopped by, not to rescue the trailer driver, but loot the rice and beans packed in 50 kg bags. It was a free-for-all situation, but you would expect that the looters would be a certain caliber of people, maybe the needy, but some motorists stopped by, parked their vehicles, joined the looting spree, and could be seen stashing their car boots with the relief food consignment. All along, no one bothered to find out where the trailer driver was. A lone voice in the video can be heard telling the looters that they were doing the wrong thing, that they were stealing, but he was ignored, as would largely be expected. 10 of the looters were arrested by Kasarani police officers led by Sub-County Commander Peter Mwanzo. Then came the justification. It was not stealing. It was helping oneself. You know, kujisaidia, kujipanga. On social media, a lady called Diana wrote that it is not looting per se. This is just helping yourself. Now, how do you leave food on the road when you know the situation at home is pathetic? Ahmed quipped, Kenyans must know that you reap what you sow. Your actions today will haunt you. Instead of rushing to help the injured driver, you rush to loot. End of quote. The Kasarani incident is one of the many that we witness across the country almost on a daily basis. Fuel tankers have overturned. And what do? We rush there with jerry cans, scoop as much as we can, hoping to sell the commodity and make a shilling, not forgetting how costly such escapades have been. Here is the plain truth, ladies and gentlemen. We are a country of people who don't mind looting, I dare say. And we more often than not criticize those caught in mega scandals simply because we wish we were in their positions. And there is no limit to what we loot. I mean, when COVID-19 struck in 2020, there was panic locally and globally. Billions of shillings were set aside to help combat the COVID monster that claimed lives and totally altered our normal way of living. But what happened? The COVID-19 crisis offered an opportunity, yes, you guessed it, for looting. So what is different from the Thika superhighway maize and bean looters, from a road accident scene, from those who looted money meant for masks, sanitizers, oxygen plants, and isolation facilities? Nothing, because looting is looting. I agree with government spokesman Cyrus Oguna, who loudly wondered what have we become as a country, how barbaric we've become as a society that will feel nothing looting from victims of road accidents, raiding their pockets for valuables, and grabbing food meant for hunger-stricken fellow citizens up north without a care. But what is good for the goose must also be good for the gander. The pain of looting bags of maize and beans in relief food must be equal to the pain of billions of shillings lost through the National Youth Service NYS. And no one is yet to be successfully prosecuted for it. The same outrage must be directed at those who siphon money meant for the elderly, vulnerable children, and persons with disability. While action will be taken against the Thika road farming food looters, the wheels of justice will be slow on the mega scam masterminds. But you know why? We hang the petty thieves and appoint the great ones to public office, as Aesop, the Greek fabulist, reminds us. And we don't just steal material things. How many times have we looted our employer's time? How often do we loot from our friends and relatives, taking advantage of them? How often do we loot other people's emotions, trust, and confidence? Good thing is, we are in the Lenten season, a period of reflection, a time to recollect and make things right, a time to look at what Thika Superhighway video and find ourselves in the different looting situations, then make the right decisions. Such decisions include what is expected of us on 9th of August this year. If those entrusted with public resources have been looting from us in the last 5 years and are back to us with goodies pleading to have their mandate renewed or promoted to higher offices, what would we be expecting if we re-elect them or appoint them to other positions? Won't it be the folly of electing rats to guard our granaries? Have a nice weekend without looting. That's my punchline.